Welcome to Reverse Mortgage and Beyond, the podcast where we take you inside the world of reverse mortgages. I'm Cheryl Scheidell, and I have been in the mortgage industry since 2002 and have specialized in reverse mortgages for the past 10 years. We'll cover topics like reverse mortgage basics, purchasing a home, and the myths about reverse. You'll also hear from some trusted referral partners. Let's get started. Welcome back to Reverse Mortgage and Beyond. I'm Cheryl Scheidell with Barrett Financial Group, and we talk about reverse mortgages, reverse basics, the myths, how to purchase a home. But today I'm bringing in a special guest, Miss Jodi Stokes from Jodi Stokes Fitness.
Thank you.
And I have known Jodi, we were thinking about it, over 10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
Since I
10
opened
years.
Goddess Fit. Yes.
Yes. And so I brought her into the studio because we're going into the new year. We're in the new year. And we just want to talk about not only financial wellness, but health and wellness with Jodi. Mm-hmm. So Jodi, why don't you give us your background?
Okay. Well, 40 years in the industry, 40 beautiful years. I have a degree in exercise science. I have a certification in Master Health and Wellness, Women's Health.
Perfect.
And I recently got a certification in cognitive behavioral therapy and productivity. And the reason I did that is because I can't work on the outside if I can't work on the inside. And so when I work on, traumatic healing and healing through the soul and helps with the body, then we can move forward on that. And then most recent, I got Best of Arizona Health and Wellness. You were there.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So I'm just blessed to be able to do what I do. And, while you think it doesn't necessarily relate to reverse mortgages, I would love to talk about reverse aging.
Perfect.
Which could coincide with everything you were just talking about.
Well,
earlier.
Let's just start there.
So
let's talk about reversing aging.
Well, the guest that you had on prior had her own, definition for what she called aging, right? I call it active aging because we want to actively age with health and wellness in mind. And that's sometimes a problem because I don't think we look that far out into the future. We look that far out financially. We want to have, we want to make sure that we have our homes and we have our places to settle as we age. We don't want our children to have to worry about us necessarily. That's a big deal.
Absolutely.
That's a big deal. And so my job, and I work with mostly active agers, I want to say that, although some of these people can kick anyone's ass in pickleball. Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
I love it.
They can. And, but through that, I've seen more injuries. How to maintain
from pickleball, you're saying?
From pickleball.
Okay.
It's been, yes, but I do work with some clients that have Parkinson's.
Okay.
Some, I've had some with multiple sclerosis, and I've had some with Alzheimer's. Not just my pickleball people.
Are these early onset Alzheimer
patients? It
Okay.
is. And we work on repetition with the exercise and, lots of different kinds of methodologies with that too. It depends on the day.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And so, and then I've got actually very, very, very healthy adults. And I also work with a couple that are in their 20s. So I keep reminding them that you're going to care about this when you get older.
Yes.
Because again, back to the beginning, we're not thinking of that far of an outcome. We'll make a 5-year financial plan, but we're not making a 5-year fitness plan.
That's a good way to put it.
It is a great way to put it. So what are your 5-year fitness plans? And so with that, I think number one is to stay active. And with your last guest, you were talking about retirement and some things, right?
Yeah.
Well, they've also said that retirement is a quick way to die.
Right. Because your mind isn't active, your body isn't active.
Your body isn't active. You don't find purpose.
Yes.
So,
get a hobby, get something, an activity,
community,
keep your mind. Yes.
Community, a hobby, just, tennis group, hiking group, the most important. So my number one thing is to stay active. Stay active, whether you're taking care of your home and you're doing whatever, your honeydews, or you're doing the things around the home.
Cleaning out that garage.
Cleaning out the garage.
So your kids don't have to do it later.
See, right, exactly.
We're being proactive.
You hoarder.
No, I like the term collector of things.
Collector of things.
I thought that was perfect.
So much better than a hoarder. Yes. Why do you still have this?
Right.
From when I was 5.
But you know what? I'm working on that too, because I have some things that my mom has handed down to me. Right. And then I'm like, why do I still have this? Right. So I'm helping the next person out to get rid of those things. So help your kids purge and help your kids get rid of those things.
Those things.
Yes.
And you mentioned the garage and the I don't know. I've my ex-husband's grandmother used to mow her lawn at 90.
Wow.
Absolutely. And she had this jacaranda tree that she used to, those are the purple trees that drop all the flowers. And
So
she would
she's
go
raking.
rake one, and she would rake one. And then by that time, the other tree would have all the flowers next to her. But she stayed very active. And those activities, they're still helpful. I call them random acts of fitness. Cleaning out your garage, having to reach to grab something off the shelf. Those are imperative things to be able to do as you get older, right? So you want to be able to get things down and pull things and
right. But don't be getting on those ladders if you don't have to.
Don't get on the ladder if you don't have to.
Right. Yes.
That's right. So staying active, however that may be. A couple of very important things in the fitness industry and the fitness world are we need to maintain our muscle and our bone health. So you can't just walk, and you can't just play one sport. You have to do something that's cross-trainable, if you will.
Okay.
So the most important thing that you can do for your muscle and your bone is to lift heavier weights.
Okay.
And to do bone, weight-bearing work.
Okay.
So weight.
And for some people, that could be their own body weight.
It could be their own body weight.
Yep.
Functional training, we
Right.
could call that too.
Okay.
A push-up is your own body weight.
Okay.
A squat. There are functional moves. One would be a squat would be important. Basic things, getting up and down off the ground.
Yes, that's so important.
So, right. So there have been clients that have pulled on a chair to get up. The chair has toppled over on them. A coffee table has toppled over on them. So we work a lot with how to be able to get up and down off the floor.
Yes.
It's important to lift a little bit heavier, but we've been stuck on this. I need to get to the gym to do this. You don't have to. You can do it in your home. But increase your weight just enough so that the rep is a little bit harder.
Okay.
Right? And you only need 6 to 8 reps. So that's a beautiful thing. You could get a workout done in 10 minutes.
Well, and I'm going to stop you right there because
Yeah.
I was talking to a past client of mine, and she has some shoulder issues. But I don't know if she's really doing what she should be doing at all, meaning any kind of exercises. So I said to her, why don't you get a can out of the pantry and just sit at the table and raise your arm like this with the can in it to help strengthen that muscle.
She should go to a doctor.
Well, she has been, but I don't think she's...
Is it anterior? Is it posterior? Is it rotator? Is it medial? So thank goodness I also work at Lifescape Premier where we get, because I would hate to exacerbate anything.
Of course, yes.
Right. So I don't always encourage or diagnose, but we'll work around it because typically you can still work a bicep if you keep the arms medial, meaning don't externally rotate the shoulder if the shoulder bothers you, but you can still work the arms by your sides with a can, if you will, or a water bottle, just in that action. So our biggest superpower as a human is being able to carry something.
Right. Besides ourselves.
Right. But carry groceries.
Well, and when you have the bag, you could be lifting the bag.
You could be definitely lifting the bag.
And then here's the other thing, because I was with my mom and she was showing her neurologist the exercises that she was doing, but she was flying through them. And I'm like, Mom, you need to go a little slower. So why is that important to do exercises
more
slower?
Slow, deliberate. You engage more muscle. Okay. Now I'm speaking as fast as your mom, probably. So there's two contractions.
Okay.
There's a concentric contraction, which is typically when you're coming into an up motion and you see the muscle contract. And there's an eccentric motion, and that's fighting gravity. So almost as we age, it's almost more important to focus on the eccentric motion. So if you're holding groceries, you would like to see how long you can hold them and fight the gravity pulling you down. Okay. And that's what makes you stronger. The concentric motion can actually make the muscle bigger, which is what we call hypertrophy.
Okay.
Which is interesting. So while we're at that subject, I want to bring up falls. Okay. Which you had just brought up with your last person about the rug and the tripping and the houses and being careful with certain pieces of things in the homes. So falls are the number one accidental death for active agers. It's not the fall itself.
Right.
So we want to prevent falls because the recovery from the fall is what's the most detrimental.
Okay.
Because we have what's called sarcopenia, and that means that's the muscle that starts to atrophy. So we had just mentioned hypertrophy, so atrophy is the antithesis of that.
Okay.
So we want to keep the muscle strong to protect the bone. And if we fall and take time off, now we're losing the muscle, which protects the bone.
Right. That makes sense. It's a vicious cycle.
And remember how you mentioned the other night that
Yes,
you
I
had
wanted
heard?
to bring that up.
Okay, bring that up.
So I was going to say it, but I didn't want to interrupt you.
No,
It had never occurred to me, but I heard
Mhm.
that people think that they fall and they break their hip, let's
Mhm,
say.
mhm.
But sometimes it's the hip that breaks and then
you
they fall. And I never thought about it that way.
Right,
So
right.
so that speaks to bone density,
Mhm.
getting maybe a scan done to see where you
DEXA
are.
scan, get a DEXA scan done. I just did mine. I just did one recently, and I found out that I had a little osteopenia, which I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I lift heavy weights. There's a little bit of history. I'm petite boned,
Mhm.
so it doesn't surprise me. But which I wanted to get into a little bit later. I started doing a little bit of jumping, which we talked about the other day.
That will help that.
So there is a doctor that I love on YouTube. Her name is Dr. Stacy Sims, and she works a lot with perimenopause, postmenopause. So we know we lose our estrogen and we lose a little bit of. There's two numbers you need to pay attention to. First, you lose 5% of your balance every decade after 40.
5%.
5 to 10% of your balance every decade after 40. You lose 5% of your muscle every decade after, wait for it, 30. You lose more after menopause. So that's why people take estrogen. That's why people do. So the problem is you're not noticing it till all of a sudden you go in and you get a DEXA scan and you're like, oh my gosh. So this Dr. Stacy Sims has been working with these women. And so I started thinking, well, how do you do this jump? So she does a jump with a very slight off the ground because we don't want to, roll the ankles or do anything detrimental to your body. But you just jump. And I did it for like good 4 minutes and I could really feel it. It was hard on me.
Right.
So I've gone back and done my DEXA scan and I'm okay now. And I took, some bone up or whatever I needed to take with it. But the good thing is,
okay,
you can increase your bone density. It doesn't have to stay that way. You can continually work on your muscle and, the hypertrophy of it. You can constantly work on your bone density. So
so you can reverse that.
You can reverse it, reversing our aging. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely. And
so are there balance exercises that you can describe?
There are some balance exercises that I can describe. Important one is called the flamingo pose, and I can't do it for the sake of knocking over the microphone in this moment. So work with me here. If you were to stand at the counter in the kitchen,
okay,
so that you could let's say you put your left hand on this, so you're envisioning this. You put your left hand on the counter, and your left leg is close to the counter.
Got it.
Your left leg is your stability leg in this moment. You're going to lift your right knee up.
Okay.
Like a flamingo.
Right. Yep.
Then you're going to take your left hand off the counter.
Okay.
You're going to try to count for 10 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. Before you have to put your hand back on.
Right.
Sometimes you count to 3, sometimes you count to 4. The thing is, you surprise yourself. You're like, oh my gosh, I thought I could stand for 10 seconds.
Right.
Then flip yourself around, do the right leg, do the right hand, count to 10.
And build up to 10.
So that's for balance. Be careful if you find that you're shuffling your feet.
Yes.
I encourage going to, they now have.
I don't know why people shuffle their feet.
Well, it's a comfortability. It's a posture. Postures. So while we're talking about balance exercises, really posture, we, I'm
trying to work on my posture here today.
Every day. Yeah. Sit up straight, like your mama said. I find that, we started like this as humans, and then we straightened up and now we're devolving as humans again because of our phones and our computers,
the tech neck.
And the tech necks and there is a natural hump that starts to happen as you actively age. So you always want to be careful of that. I work with a lot of upper backs. So work on your balance, work on your posture. That's important. And the function moves, like being able to get up out of a chair Sit down into the chair. Try not to put your hands either on the arms of the chair or on your thighs.
So try and stand up from the chair without holding on.
Sit back into the chair.
It's almost
Make
like
sure
a squat.
it's there. It is a squat.
Okay.
Another exercise that's important is if you were to get on, take a knee.
Okay.
And we just talked about this, though. If you're going to try to get up from the floor, make sure that the chair is stable or a coffee table is stable. That is the number one thing I would say from my older adults, that it is very, very difficult to get up off the floor.
It is. As a matter of fact, my mom fell when she was out visiting somebody, and she's like, nope, I'm going to do this myself. And she was able to get up, and thank goodness she didn't break anything, and she just got some scrapes, but she didn't break anything.
I heard you mention this with your other client too, that she didn't have my mom had one of those too.
My mom doesn't have one of those, but I always tell her to carry her phone with her.
Well, here's the thing.
If you're outside.
For all of your listeners.
Yes.
Put in Alexa in each one of the rooms in the house so that you can call Alexa to call your child or call the
911
police or whoever, whoever you need to.
Yes.
Yeah,
so important. Right. That's so important.
That is huge.
Okay.
I think those are the basic exercises, and stretch, because your ligaments get real tight as you get older. Real tight is not a technical term, but we have to be careful.
Okay.
We have to stretch.
And then stop doing stuff that's bad for you, right?
Easy for us to say, right?
Right.
Well, it's funny because we were all at dinner the other night, right? And I'm listening to, I shouldn't eat this or I shouldn't do that, and we do it anyway. Right. But here's the thing: 50% of all of the death-related things, and not just, this is worldwide. This isn't just the United States. Is from inflammation.
I believe it.
Okay. We know that cognitive decline is on the rise, and it's not just happening with our older people. They're now starting to find 40-year-olds and it's, processed foods.
That's what I was going to say, all the chemicals.
Sugar, chemicals, watch your alcohol, watch the sugars, the inflammation.
Somebody gave me a hard time. I was at a place, and I don't drink a lot of coffee, but when I do, I like to have heavy whipping cream in it. And they said, oh, we just have these little packets of creamers. And I said, I don't want those chemicals. People don't realize that's not cream. That's just chemicals.
They don't. And see, I grew up when we drank water out of a hose.
Right.
We played all day. And, I got mad at my mom once because she lived with us for 13 of my 22-year marriage because my father had passed. So I know about taking care of mamas, right? Yes. Although she was very healthy. But she would buy Oreos, and I would get so mad at her, and I'd be like, Mom, these aren't the Oreos that we ate in yesteryear, So make cookies. You're a grandma.
Yes.
Make them with sugar. Make them with butter.
Yes,
you're better off with that.
And don't drink the diet stuff.
Don't ever drink
the diet sodas or anything. I have a little quick story. So, chiropractor friend of mine, he had a client, temporary blindness. She was drinking a 3-liter bottle of Diet Coke a day. Temporary blindness, couple of weeks. He got her off the soda. It's that aspartame or whatever. And started drinking more water.
Yeah.
It came back. Temporary blindness from diet. So stick with the real stuff.
It doesn't.
All the real stuff.
Diet's almost worse, honestly, because of the phosphorus, and it actually takes away from the bone mineral density. Bone mineral in general. Just listen.
That's what I'm saying. What do you want to wrap up with? What would you like to tell our listeners?
If you know you shouldn't do it, don't. If you know you should do it, do.
Right.
That's the best advice that I could possibly give. And aging is. You want to age gracefully. You don't want to feel like you're aging. We know what we should do, and walk, drink water, eat vegetables, eat more vegetables.
Yes. Shop
for your brain health, just
yep.
you actually, people know what to do, and they wait for a life change to change their life, and you just don't want to get to that point where you have to actually now be told by a doctor you should have done this earlier.
Yes, please be proactive. That's what we're here today for, is to be proactive. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how do people contact you if they want to hire you?
Okay, Jodi at jodistokes.com.
Okay.
That's my email. And I am on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all Jodi Stokes Fitness, LLC.
Okay. So that's the best way. And I've done a lot of water aerobics with
Mhm.
Jodi. She's got a lot of great videos on there to do in your
I'm
home.
authored.
You're an author.
Mhm.
What's the name of your book?
Water Exercise by Jodi.
Water Exercise by Jodi. You want to check that out.
On Amazon.
And I'm telling you, those water exercises are really good for you because you can really feel it for sure. Okay, so thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me, Cheryl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always a
So this has been a great conversation, of course, and we're starting the year off right with
Yes.
getting
New
the right.
year, new you.
But the other thing is, make it last more than 21 days.
Thank you.
Not just January.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Make your make your goals measurable and accountable and stick to them.
Make a commitment and do it for
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
And if you mess up one day, it's okay. Just start right then.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You know what? Yeah. Don't just, simple walk, 10 minutes, guys. Don't put too much energy and effort into it. And if you can't get outside, run for 5 seconds in your kitchen.
And on YouTube, on Jodi's YouTube, how long are your exercise? You've got 10 minute spots?
10 minutes, 5 minutes, 3
Yes.
minutes. Just you're going to have to
Active.
scroll for a little while, but
Okay.
you can look through them.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So remember, living well is about taking care of yourself, both financially and physically, like we've been talking about today. And for your mortgage needs, reverse mortgage needs, I've been doing reverse mortgages for 10 years. I've been in the mortgage industry since 2002. I'm licensed in all states through Barrett Financial, except for New York. And so I can help your family members across the states. You can reach me at 480-817-4324 or on my website, Reverse Mortgage and Beyond. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Again, this is Cheryl Scheidell, NMLS number 886425 with Barrett Financial, an equal housing lender. Please remember that loan programs, rates, and eligibility guidelines are subject to change and may vary based on individual circumstances. Nothing discussed in this episode constitute a loan offer or credit decision. Any examples or scenarios shared are strictly for illustrative purposes. All loans are subject to credit approval and underwriting conditions.